Hello and welcome back to Causing Nebula. So in today's video, I wanted to talk about this content creator by the name of Nikki Baby 1010. So she is a person that posts to Instagram only. I tried to look up her TikTok account, and from what I could see, she doesn't have one. So I assume she is somebody who posts almost exclusively to Instagram. But anyway, the algorithm likes to recommend this woman to me. I guess because I watch a lot of fitness content and because I'm black and she's also black and I'm a millennial, and I think just based on the way that she looks, she is roughly about a millennial or a Gen X. And so I guess they maybe assume that this is the type of content that I would really like. But this person pops up in my feed and I cannot stand her video every single time I see one. And the reason why is because she is like the personification of the obnoxious person that becomes super annoying the moment that they start going to the gym. And you are going to see some of her videos here in a minute. I don't really understand what it is. Like, what is that thing, that behavior, right? That predisposition that people seem to have to starting to do something, and it could be anything, right? It's not exclusively going to the gym, but it's this thing where people need to make whatever they are doing into their entire personality, right? They can't just do it and have it be a part of their life. They have to do it, and then they have to over talk about it, and they have to become a quote unquote expert in it, and then they feel the need to like educate everybody on it and talk about it as if they have always been doing it and as if they have always been good at it. And I think that another thing about this whole attitude when it comes to like going to the gym and losing weight and fitness that really irks me is that they always seem to put on this attitude, especially in the case of this content creator, is that they have never been fat, right? They have never been sedentary. They have never been inactive, right? They've always been somebody that's been in the gym, right? And it's like, I don't understand why so many people feel the need to adopt that attitude, right? Especially considering that this woman is not an expert, right? She doesn't look that good, and from what I have seen just going through her content, she has not even been in the gym that long, right? So I don't understand that. Why does she have this personality, right? Why is her personality completely and utterly changed? I think that's the part that really irks me because, as I said in some of my other videos, I am not a person that can be influenced by anything, but I find the fact that going to the gym for this grown-ass woman, right? Because if it was the case that she was like a teenager or like, you know, a late teens, early 20s, I think that I would be a lot more forgiving of it. But it's the fact that, as you can see here on her profile, she has multiple kids, I believe. And then she seems to be in her 30s, early 40s. And it's just like, in my opinion, she is too old to be so easily influenced by social media that she would adopt this attitude just because she started going to the fucking gym. And as a person that's been going to the gym for over a year and a half now, and I go on a daily basis now, what I really don't like is how so many people who go to the gym or who are into any kind of physical kind of activity, the way that they act like this is some kind of high barrier to entry, right? Going to the gym is one of the lowest barrier to entry things in the fucking world, right? It is akin to going to the kitchen and getting out some water and drinking it, right? In my opinion, it's akin to brushing your teeth, right? 99% of people can go to the gym and exercise. And I know people like to say, well, yeah, you know, but they don't do it right because they not like me, right? Because they don't have to discipline like I have to discipline. And it's just like, I think that attitude to some degree really puts people off. I know that it put me off of going to the gym for a long time because it's like, I don't want to be that kind of person, and I don't like those kind of people, and I don't want to be around those types of people. But anyway, let's get into some of this content creator's videos so y'all can see how outrageously obnoxious she is. And I want to talk about this transformation that some people go through and how just in general, so many people just cannot resist the urge of becoming a complete and utter stereotype and making things that they like into their whole personality. So this is one of her videos, and I want y'all to see how she talks about stuff.
Have y'all seen the older men and the older women in the damn gym? Them motherfuckers be looking better than the 20 and 30-year-olds that don't work out. Because everybody else that don't work out be looking smoked the fuck out and tired and dehydrated and shit. But you come in that damn gym and you look at a man that's up in his 50s and 60s, a woman up in her 50s and 60s. They got muscle. Man, I'm talking about they building muscle and looking the fuck good. You understand me? Reversing their age every single day that they come up in there. Fighting osteoporosis and shit. and eating healthy, they skin glowing, hair looking good, and they just so happy all the time. Like, it's definitely a difference when you meet an older man that don't work out and the older woman that don't work out. They be miserable, don't it? But the folks that go to the gym just be naturally happy all the fucking time. It's like they don't never have a bad day. Oh my God, that gym fine hit different, baby. Woo, baby, let me keep going, because when I turn 50, I know I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be fine at 50, bitch. Bye, muscle hair hoe.
So you see that video, the way that this woman talks, it gives you the impression that she has been going to the gym for a very, very long time, right? When I first started being recommended her content, I guess I assumed, even though she's obnoxious, I assumed like, oh, I guess this is a person that's been going to the gym for like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, right? And because the majority of videos that I had seen of her have been this type of video where she's sitting down and you can mostly only see her head, her neck, and her shoulders, I was just like, oh, she must have been going to the gym for a long time. She must be in really good shape to be talking like this, right? She must have had a lot of experience to be talking about this as if she is an expert on it, as if she has made so many observations of this type of behavior, right? Because I'm the kind of person where I reach conclusions based on experiences as well, right? I'm not the kind of person where I need to like necessarily go and look up specific scientific data that says that people who go to the gym tend to look better and also age better compared to people who don't, which is, in my opinion, probably common sense, but I'm sure those studies exist. But in order to gather enough confidence, in my opinion, to say confidently like, I've been looking around and I've noticed that people who are older who go to the gym look really, really good compared to people who don't. I would imagine, like I said, you've been going to the gym for a very, very long time, to the point where you have been able to see people get older in the gym and see them continue to look good in the gym, right? That's what I assumed when I was first recommending this content. But that is not the case, right? We're about to see here in a minute that is not the case. But y'all get an idea of why I don't like this content creator, right? And again, here is another video of this woman being, in my opinion, obnoxious, right? Going to the gym is her entire fucking personality, and I don't understand why, because she is too old to be behaving like this, in my opinion, and she is too old to have adopted this attitude, right? Because you can't tell me that 5 years ago that this woman talked like this, right? And I understand that people change. Like I said, in my opinion, I think it's weird when people completely and utterly adopt something and they have to internalize it to such a degree that's all they talk about. And it could be anything, right? In this case, it's going to the gym, but you see people make living in a certain country their personality, right? I'm an expat and I live overseas. The number of content creators that I see here who make living in this country their entire fucking personality, or traveling their entire personality, right? Or doing art their entire fucking personality. And it's not the case just that you enjoy these things, you want to talk about these things. It's the case that you want to be an expert educating other people and talking down to other people, right? There's an air of like condescension that comes with this type of person, right? They want to condescend to you and tell you everything you're doing wrong in your life, right? And I would imagine that from a psychological perspective, it would be the case like, this is a projection, right? These people, they project to make themselves feel better. I don't have a degree in psychology, but I spend a lot of time like looking up the reasons why people say and do certain things, because it really irks me when people engage in really ego-sparing behavior, right? Where they do and say things from a subconscious place to make their ego feel better, because I don't understand people with weak egos, because I don't have a weak ego, but I really just cannot stand this type of fucking behavior. But anyway, let's watch this video.
Work out and eat healthy, say some of the dumbest shit. Like, y'all question everything that's healthy, but you won't question that new fucking Krispy Kreme donut that came out with sprinkles. Like, how are you questioning fasting and eating low carb, keto friendly foods, but you're not questioning Big Mama's house meals and shit? You don't even know what the fuck she put in that food. She still use season salt. I don't trust no hoe that still use season salt, bitch, because you trying to kill me. Like, that is too much sodium for no damn reason. Like, I'm not listening to nobody that still eat tilapia, hoe. Because, hoe, is you cool? Didn't have the nerve enough to tell you, you lifting too heavy, you gonna start looking like a man. Well, bitch, can you explain to me why you're built like a man and you've never stepped a toe into the gym? Bitch, you don't even get 2,000 steps, so I won't be taking advice from you, okay? I don't trust no hoe that don't at least get 2,000 steps a day, because, bitch, what are you doing all day long? What are you doing? And then have the nerve enough to tell me I do too much. Nah, bitch, you don't do enough. And that's why your back looks like that. You need to mind the business that pays you, little legs, big top body bitch. But y'all let me know if y'all heard them same comments. And I'll holler at y'all later. Bye, musclehead hoes.
Right, you would think that by the way that this woman talks, she must be in really good shape, right? I've said this in a previous video. I think that a lot of, especially people who have never been fat, a lot of them talk like this on the internet because they don't have the experiences of a person who struggles with eating too much food and gaining too much weight and being sedentary, right? Which is why I don't think that people who are overweight and also prone to being sedentary should follow people who have never been overweight or prone to being sedentary, right? Because they don't know what it feels like or what kind of mentality or predisposition you would have to develop that type of habit, right? People who are lifetime fitness addicts, they don't know what it feels like to not be that, right? Because they've always been that. To some degree, it is just their genetic makeup, right? To have a predisposition towards being active and liking active sports and participating in active things and liking to be outside and hiking and biking and running and doing sports and shit like that, right? But because human beings always want to congratulate themselves, they always want to pat themselves on the back, they will attribute that natural inclination towards those things to them just being a good person and a disciplined person and a person that is essentially better than you. And even though I think that those people are fucking delusional, I can understand it from their point of view because they only understand, right, their own point of view. Most people do talk from their own perspective, which is just a natural human thing. And so you would think, right, by the way this woman is talking, that she's that kind of person, right? Because that's what I thought. I thought, wow, she's really fucking obnoxious. I don't really like this type of person. She's being obnoxious. But because, like I said, again, we can only see her face, we can only see her shoulders and her upper chest. And so you would think this is a person who's been fit their whole fucking life, right? She's been eating healthy her whole life. She's just one of those people that has always been really on top of their health and fitness, right? And so because she doesn't understand what it's like to be a person that's not that, this is how she's talking, right? That's not true. The exact opposite, right? And like I said, we are going to see a video here in a minute. I think the second to the last or the last video here. She's talking about like, oh, people are telling me like, you know, you lift so heavy, you lift like a man, and yada, yada, yada. And another thing I don't like about people like this, just in general, not even in regards to just health and going to the gym, I don't like how so many fucking grown ass adults sit around talking about how many people are hating on them, right? People love to create this false narrative that they have so many haters and so many people are jealous of them and so many people are talking to them and so many people are talking shit about them and so many people are giving them advice they didn't ask for. And it's just like, you cannot tell me that these types of people do not manufacture this type of drama in some way themselves, right? Because even though a lot of people are insecure and even though a lot of people are haters, it is not the case that you are so important in other people's lives that other people sit around spending large amounts of time hating on you. But people like this woman in this video, they love the idea that they have just so many haters and so many people are jealous of them because they're doing so well with their life and she's lifting so heavy. And you're about to see here in a minute that no, she's not, right? She's not lifting that fucking heavy. And this is not to put down how much she lifts, right? Because going to the gym is good for you anyway, right? Going to the gym and lifting anything is better than not lifting at all. But again, this level of smug arrogance and condescension and talking down and talking shit, it, in my opinion, demands a person to be somebody who has lived a certain lifestyle for a very, very long time, right? Right? Do y'all understand that? That is the type of person you have to be. I do not mind people talking shit on the internet, but you need to be congruent, right? You can only talk shit to the degree that you have followed that advice, right? A person that has been an alcoholic for 20 years, guess what? They have to have a certain degree of humility when they talk about alcoholism, right? Even if they criticize and even if they say that it's not acceptable for you to continue to drink, even though you know that it's not good for you, right? They have to have a certain level of humility when they talk about it. But this type of person has none, even though she is, like I said, talking down to people that essentially represent her probably a year and a half ago, right? Because it's not the case that she's been lifting weights for much longer than that. I don't know exactly how long, but it's just not the case she's been lifting much longer than that. But I just find it so strange that she has this arrogant ass attitude for doing something, like I said, that is a low barrier to fucking entry. Stop acting like going to the gym is this unattainable thing that the majority of people cannot do. It is a very attainable thing that the majority of people can do anytime, and we all need to have that attitude, right? It is something that anybody can do anytime, and people should try to do it. It is not something that makes you special. It is not something that makes you unique, because it is something that, like I said, any and everybody can fucking do, even disabled people, right? So again, I don't like this type of attitude, but let's go on to the next video. So this is a video of her talking about like nothing is easy about a fitness journey. And I would agree, right? The main points that she talks about are definitely true. Nothing is easy about being on a fitness journey. But like I said, you are not really going to encourage a lot of people to get on the bandwagon of working out when you talk to them in this condescending voice. And I'm not saying that you need to talk to people with you don't need to treat adults with kid gloves, but what I don't like is this eagerness for everybody to be condescending and arrogant and smug as fuck just because they go to the fucking gym, right? This is the type of person that I don't want to be associated with when I talk about fitness, right? I don't want to be associated with y'all because y'all all fucking act like this, right? And I understand that this is probably like a mix in of people also wanting to be content creators or influencers, where they think that like this attitude is what's going to get them attention and likes and views or whatever. But I can't stand this shit, and I really find it so pathetic that this has seeped into 30-something, 40-something year old woman with fucking 4 kids, right? I find that super, 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 super pathetic, because like I said, she didn't have this whole personality trait, I'm sure, 2.5 years ago, right? So in 2.5 years, your whole personality has changed to, I'm a muscle-headed hoe and I go to the gym and I'm better than the rest of y'all for not going to the gym, right? Because y'all don't do nothing but hate on me because I go to the gym, because I'm a person that goes to the gym. And it's just like, 100% of people can wake up tomorrow and fucking go to the gym. Stop acting like that shit makes y'all special, because it doesn't.
Can I be transparent with y'all real quick? I'm gonna let y'all know something. Look, there is nothing, absolutely nothing easy about being on the fitness journey, because if it was easy, everybody and their motherfucking mama would be doing it, okay?
They all say the same thing. Every single person that makes fitness content says the exact same fucking thing, right? We get it. We get it, right? Guess what? If becoming a doctor was easy, then everybody would have become a doctor, right? We can say that for anything. If becoming a painter was easy, everybody would be a painter, right? If writing a book was easy, everybody would have written a book, right? You understand what I'm saying? Right? We can take that sentiment and apply it to fucking everything in this goddamn world, right? But let a motherfucking person do something that fucking raises their heart rate, and they will act like they are saving the goddamn world, right? I don't understand where that comes from. I've never seen doctors make videos like this, right? If becoming a doctor was easy, everybody would have done it, but most people haven't went to medical school like me, right? It's almost as if that's because doctors know that going to medical school takes a certain amount of effort, to the degree that it is a very high barrier to entry field, right? But it's like people love to artificially hype up going to the gym like it's something special when it's not.
It was times where I would get to myself and be bawling, crying. I'm talking about ugly, snotting, crying, because I'm just ready to get this fucking fat off me. And it wasn't until I started taking my diet, my diets more serious, my nutrition part serious, okay? I struggled in the gym for almost 2 years because
And what's really funny is that her lifts, as we are going to see here in a couple more videos, they are not that impressive. She doesn't lift that heavy. Again, she's been going to the gym for almost 2 fucking years, and y'all are going to see her body here in a minute. It doesn't matter how low your body fat is when it comes to strength, right? A lot of muscularity that people like to praise, that is due to low body fat, right? We if all of us lost our body fat, at some point we are all going to look extremely athletic, right? Having an athletic body is based on the amount of body fat you have, right? We all have muscle, right? Nobody is walking around with no muscle. But when your body fat gets to the teens for a woman, and then I think under 10% for men, right? That's when you start to see the outlines of all that muscle and all those veins, right? And they start to get the quote-unquote athletic look. But I've seen some of this woman's lifting videos, and based on how heavy she lifts, She has been going to the gym for 2 years, but she is not lifting that heavy, which means that she has not been at the gym like that, right? She ain't been at the gym like that because I haven't been at the gym like that over the last year, right? The first year that I was exercising, I wasn't at the gym like that, right? I wasn't trying that fucking hard, right? And I still don't lift that hard. I still don't push myself to fucking failure. I still don't be doing the most still, and I lift heavier than she does. Right? I lift much heavier than she does. And this is due to me putting in moderate fucking effort, lifting to mild discomfort, right? And I'm not somebody that takes lifting super serious like this person is, right? But I just found that really funny.
Fuse to fix my nutrition part. Do you hear me? And it wasn't, and if I hadn't have been recording my journey, I probably would have gave up a long time ago, bitch. The recording is what kept me going. I don't know what works for you, but me documenting my journey is what helped me along the way. I remember when I was only getting 2 to 3 likes on a fucking video because my form was a piece of shit and my workouts were just trash. But I kept on showing up each and every day, even though I wasn't getting likes. I almost gave up. I almost said, fuck this shit, but I know what I know that's what them bald-headed hoes wanted.
What is she talking about? Ma'am, you have 4 fucking children. You're in your late 30s, early 40s. What are you talking about? Who are these phantoms in the fucking shadows that are hating on you, hoping that you fail, right? I'm not saying that these people don't exist. I know they exist, right? We all know somebody that's just a hater, right? We all know that being successful in your own life can make certain people around you jealous. We all know that. But what I don't like is people who like to, they like to focus on that and they love to talk shit about it and act like they're a better person. You're not a better person than jealous, insecure people by talking about fucking jealous and insecure people who are hating on you, right? You become the better person when you ignore their goofy asses. But again, I think that her message is not all bad, but I just don't understand the level of smugness she has to top everything off with, right? I don't understand it, right? This woman has to have a body fat percentage of fucking 18%, right? She has to be lifted heavy, right? She has to look good as fuck in her gym clothes, right? She has to, right? Because you can't get on the internet talking shit like this and not look like that. There are rules that apply, right? I don't mind people being arrogant as fuck. I don't mind people being condescending as fuck, right? As long as they embody the look, right? That they embody the lifestyle that they are talking shit about, right? You have to be the exact opposite of the thing you are talking down on. You have to be, right? Or you are in the position where you need to be more humble. And we're about to see here in a minute, this woman needs to be way more fucking humble. But I find it so goofy to keep talking about all these bald-headed hoes, all these jealous ass bitches, y'all fat bitches, y'all 2,000 steps a day ass hoes that are jealous of me for going to the fucking gym. Stop it. You're too old for this goofy ass shit.
So I kept coming back even more because this journey is for me and nobody else.
I kept coming back for myself, even though I mostly came back because I wanted to prove all you bald-headed hoes wrong. You're like 42, 43 years old and you are talking about this on the internet. If this was my mother, I would be embarrassed, right? If this was my sister, I would be embarrassed. These people need to be fucking embarrassed. This is such an immature attitude to have as an adult at this age, in my opinion. Right? It's goofy as fuck. This is the kind of shit that you see like teenagers developing this whole all or nothing smug ass attitude, right? You see early 20-somethings developing this cocky ass, goofy ass attitude, right? It looks so stupid on a person that's as old as she is. It looks so dumb. So dumb. Right? And I swear to God, people like this, they really make being involved in fitness such a turnoff. And not just this woman in particular, right? Because I was getting recommended running content for a long time, and they were like, oh, you know, you're not a good runner if you don't have this VO2 max. And it's just like, why the fuck do y'all have to compare every fucking thing to make yourself feel better, right? Fitness attracts so many low self-esteem fucking people. They need to constantly compare themselves to other people. What's your personal record? How far have you run? What's your heaviest lift? How many days a week do you go to the gym? Why the fuck do you care, right? And they are not asking just to learn more about you or just out of curiosity. They are asking so that they can compare themselves to you, right? These are the same people who felt good about themselves every time they got a good grade on a fucking standardized test, right? Even though standardized tests, they mostly test your ability to memorize and regurgitate knowledge, right? It doesn't test your ability to use critical thinking or even to be creative to develop something new. But they become so smug about this bullshit thing that everybody can do, and I cannot stand it, right? But anyway, based on what y'all have seen, like I said, this woman has to be in good shape. She has to be, y'all. She has to be. And so this video that you're about to see next is the reason why I made this video you are watching right now, because I got mad as fuck because, bitch, you be motherfucking for real. Be for real. This is what this woman looks like, right? So I saw some of her older videos and she has probably lost about 70, 80 pounds. And I'm not saying that that's a negative thing. And I'm not saying she shouldn't be proud of it. Good for her, right? But ma'am, this is what you still fucking look like, right? You are a work in progress. You have not succeeded, right? You have not even maintained, right? You are still losing weight, and she has a lot of weight to lose, right? Her body fat looks to be about 30% or so, right? You can see some muscular development in her arms, right? We can see it in her arms, right? I'm not gonna say she has no muscle mass. She has muscle mass, but I'm saying is that you are not in such good shape that you can be on the internet talking as much shit as you are talking. You cannot. She's still too fat. She's still probably at least 40 to 50 pounds too fucking fat to be talking as much shit as she is. She is not in that good of shape. I'm sorry, you have to be in better shape than this to be running your mouth on the internet like you have been in shape your whole entire fucking life. Knock it off. I do not understand how you can look in the mirror and look like this and then be on the internet talking about all your haters, all the people who are jealous of you, that you had got your nutrition in order, you've been lifting heavy for 2 years, and all you goofy ass bald headed hoes that don't go to the gym, y'all just jealous of me, and people don't say shit when you out of shape, and they don't, and it's just like, even though her talking points are not necessarily wrong, I don't understand the arrogance that comes along with it when you look like this. I'm sorry, you are not that person. You're not that person. You cannot use confidence to compensate for the fact that your body doesn't look the way it should to be a person talking as much shit as you are on the internet, right? This woman is still at least 12 months out from looking decent in a legging set like this, right? She is still 12 months out, right? Exists no scenario in which she is going to be sleek in the next 6 months, right? It's not possible. Unfortunately, right? I've been losing weight now since March of this year, but I've been losing weight seriously since May of this year. And guess what? My body has changed and my body is getting better. But one thing that I had realized this entire weight loss journey is that losing body fat the right way takes a long ass fucking time. Right? And I wish that was something that I was told, right? Because the internet loves to make it seem like it doesn't take nearly as long as it does. It takes an outrageous amount of time for your body to metabolize and then close out a fat cell. It's outrageous. But I just find it so goofy that this is what this woman looks like. And that's her attitude on the internet, right? So let me know what y'all think about it. Does a person who looks like this have the right to have such a smug ass, smart ass, condescending attitude as this woman has had in the first few videos in this video? In my opinion, my mind is no, right? Be congruent. Be fucking for real, right? If you're going to talk shit to me about business and money and finances, etc., your business, your money, your finances better be up first. Perfectly up, right? Not on the way up. I'm talking perfectly fucking up. And her body is not up, right? It's still down. And so we saw with the shit she was talking earlier in the video about lifting, right? Like I said, I've been going to the gym now for almost 18 months. And this woman said, earlier in this video, she has been going to the gym for 2 years. And this video here is only 4 days old. So this is a recent video. And I want y'all to see that this woman's lifts, like I said, are not that heavy. Consider she's been going to the gym for 2 years. And I'm not saying that it is the case that we need to compare ourselves to other people. I'm just saying that if she has been going to the gym religiously, she should be lifting heavier weights than this. And we can see she has nice thick legs, thick glutes, right? I know a lot of people, they don't really account for natural development in legs and glutes. Her legs are primarily genetic. That's genetic. She just has good genetics for legs. If she gets in shape and she puts on a lot of muscle, she'll probably have really big ass, thick ass thighs, right? She'll have really nice thighs, really nice glutes. And even though she didn't lift weights, this shape and this thickness is still primarily genetics, right? Her squat, that's not heavy. For a woman with such thick legs, this is not heavy, right? And that means her strength is not that great considering that she's been in the gym for 2 years. I don't understand why she's talking so much shit and then lifting so light. Naturally, if she has been lifting progressively for 2 fucking years, her lifts should be stronger than this. And I know that a lot of content creators, they like to lift slightly heavier to make videos like this because it looks better, right? It looks better to show yourself not really struggling that hard. But again, like I said, I don't believe for a second that this woman is as hardworking in the gym as she is pretending to be, and I don't think that she has been seriously lifting as long as she acts like she has, if that makes any sense, right? Because even though she has lost probably, like I said, 70, 80 pounds, and even though she's probably been going to the gym, I think that it's a bit of a stretch to call yourself a muscle-headed hoe, right? I think it's a bit of a stretch to be talking shit on the internet and talking shit to other people about, why haven't you gone to the gym today? Why aren't you exercising today? We out here, we in the gym today. What are y'all fat lazy asses doing, right? I don't understand that smug shit talking attitude that these people all feel the need to develop, and she doesn't lift heavy enough to justify it. That's it. She doesn't lift heavy enough to justify it, right? This lifting means that she hasn't been going to the gym nearly as long as she says she has, and if she has not been lifting as heavy as she says she is, because these lifts are not that impressive. They are not even moderately impressive, right? These are like beginner lifts. Her squat even fucking sucks. Her squat form even sucks, which means that her legs are not that fucking strong to hold up her goddamn body weight. And I think that people don't realize that when you go to the gym and when you lift weights, you can tell if a person lifts weights or not just by the way that their muscles move, their body moves when they perform certain exercises, right? She is only lifting what? These are, I think 20 kgs, right? 45s. These are 245s. For a woman, 245s plus the bar is not a lot of weight. It's really not a lot of weight. I think a lot of people will think that like 100 and some pounds is so much weight to squat for a woman. It's really not. Surprisingly, it's really not, especially for a woman that has such thick ass legs like this. And she seems to be maybe average or slightly above average height. She doesn't look to be super tall. No, it's really not, right? Her center of gravity is fairly low to the ground. So for her to still be only lifting 245s on the barbell and then not lifting or squatting really nicely at all, in my opinion, I just think it's goofy. It's goofy as fuck. She's goofy. This woman is goofy as fuck. And that exercise is also goofy as fuck. That's a goofy as fuck machine, right? The kickback machine is probably one of the dumbest machines you can do. And it's one machine that I don't do. And it's a machine in my gym that almost nobody fucking does. Nobody does it. The only time I see somebody doing that kickback machine is when it's a woman who doesn't lift heavy at all. And she is just doing it performatively just to be doing some exercise in the fucking gym. But I am going to stop this video here because this video is probably already long as hell and I have to edit it. But I want y'all's opinion on this. What do y'all think about these people that develop these goofy ass all-encompassing personalities the moment they go to the gym and they start fucking exercising? Because I cannot stand them. And while I made a video on this content creator, I don't like anybody who makes this type of similar content because like I said, y'all are not special for going to the fucking gym. Anybody can go to the gym. It doesn't matter that most people don't go to the gym. It doesn't matter that most people are lazy. It doesn't matter, right? Because I was sedentary and quote unquote lazy for the first 30-something years of my fucking life. But guess what? I started going to the gym and I got the exact same gains that everybody else is getting, right? And any other person that goes to the gym will get the exact same fucking gains that I am getting, which means that I'm not special, and the ability to go to the gym is not unique. It is not even that fucking interesting, right? So I just really wish that people would stop taking on this type of attitude, right? You can go to the gym, right? I know this is really shocking to a lot of people. You can go to the gym, right? And that can be a small facet of who you are, right? You don't have to talk about it all the time. You don't have to mention it all the time. You don't have to remind people all the time, right? You don't have to condescend to people all the time. You don't have to give advice about it all the time, right? It's crazy, right? Real crazy that you don't even have to mention it, right? In my life, one person knows that I go to the gym every day and we almost never talk about it, right? Because they don't go to the gym, but I don't see the need to discuss it. For what fucking reason, right? I take a shit every day too. I don't discuss that, right? I drink water every day too. I don't discuss that. So I just don't get why people who are into any kind of fitness, they feel the need to make it their personality. Whereas if it was any other hobby, because it is a hobby, right? Even though this hobby is technically good for your health, great, terrific, good for you, right? We are technically killing two birds with one stone by going to the gym. Y'all don't have to make it into this whole psychological battle, me battling my inner demons and my mental health, right? It could just be the case that you go to the gym to fucking have some kind of muscles and have strong tendons and have strong bones, right? That can just be the reason, right? Or just you like to be at the fucking gym, right? It doesn't have to be this long ass drawn out complex thing, and you don't have to be a condescending asshole about it either, right? You can just make this kind of content and not be an asshole about it. But it seems like that is lost on a lot of people, and I want y'all to know that I can't stand y'all goofy asses. This has been a Cosmic Nebula video, and I'll see y'all in the next one.